Apple has phenomenal figures, and this has really is all thanks to this bigger screen on the iPhone 6. But as Caroline was pointing out, it's cannibalizing the iPad. How much growth are we going to see going forward?
I still think there's a good amount of growth to be had for the iPhone. Even within China, you see that they had huge growth in China this quarter, but there's still a long way to go there. Our own market figures put Apple at less than 10% market share in China, so there's still possibly a lot of growth to be had there. There's still also growth to be had in other emerging markets, in Brazil, in India, in other geographies around the world like that. In addition, there's always the possibility that Apple can move down market a little bit, extend that price range, and really put pressure.
Become cheaper. So a completely new phone. It would have to be a bare-bone phone or a new phone.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a very bare-bone phone, because Apple has a huge profit margin that it can, extend and move around. It depends on what Apple's precise strategy is, but Apple can keep growing. The most important thing here is that Apple is recording consistent, strong profitability, which is something that nobody else in the handset industry is able to do at the moment. So Apple has a lot more leverage to do what it wants in the future.
Give me a sense, Daniel, of how excited you are about the launch of the, iWatch. Is this going to really kick off? It seems that every 6 months analysts say, oh, it's going to be great. Oh, no, it's not going to be great. It's going to be a flop. Oh, no, it's going to be great again. How much do you know about it?
I think it's got some very, very strong prospects. A lot of people point to the fact that, oh, you have to have an iPhone for it to work as being some sort of limiting factor. But I think we saw with these quarterly results, 75 million iPhones sold in 1 quarter alone. There's well over 300 million, 400 and 500 million iPhones active in the world today. So if you think about those sort of numbers, it's not really a limiting factor that it's only going to be available to those people with an iPhone, because that's a huge market. It's not the case of when the iPod was launched in the early 2000s, where you had to have a Mac, and only there was, in the millions of people that were able to use it at that time. This is a completely different scenario. So I think the Apple Watch has a very good chance of making a big impact on Apple's results in the near future.
So, Daniel, you seem to be very optimistic, actually, that A, the iWatch will deliver, that 2, they're going to source growth to different parts. What is the one thing that concerns you about Apple? I mean, it seems like the company can do no wrong, and yet history tells us when a company grows by so much and profits are so big, there's going to be a point almost in a cycle where it goes downhill.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of a history's often taught us in technology that something comes along that dethrones, the #1 guys. Even this quarter, you see that Apple's after passing up Nokia, well, now Microsoft, for just sheer volume of handsets, despite the fact, Apple's selling $600 handsets and Nokia's selling $40 handsets. And of course, if you go back 5 or 6 years ago, that would have been unthinkable. So it's not a case of, I know definitely what's going to happen that may throw Apple off the top. It's more of Apple must be constantly on guard for that something to happen, because that is inevitable that Apple should be expecting it at some point over the next 5 years.
Going back to your point that actually maybe then it should be starting to sell cheaper phones. What does a consumer want? I mean, I know, it seems looking at these figures, everybody wants an Apple iPhone. But further down the line, is it cheaper handsets? Is it less complicated handsets? Is it bigger tablets?
Well, I think we're at the point now in the smartphone market where the market is beginning to mature. There's very little difference in hardware between a lot of the brands. In fact, the growth of the iPhone size to these bigger screens eliminates really the biggest difference in hardware between, say, the Samsung devices and the Apple devices. So I think very much what you're going to see now over the next few years in smartphones, it's going to be very much concentrating on brand, which of course Apple is paramount in strength in, a big focus on scale and reducing those costs. And Apple has now that scale to be very competitive and to really lock down a lot of those components, key components, which is the essential part of it.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today. Daniel Gleeson there, Senior Mobile Analyst at IHS.